Boom! What's up, you guys? Happy holidays, and welcome back to another members exclusive video. In this one, we're going to be talking about the gift that really just keeps on giving, and that is good old Palantir. So, looking at this chart, it is very, very difficult not to be bullish. These technicals are pretty amazing. We have 1-day RSI jumping back above its exponential moving average. And also keep in mind that all of these indicators did close out the week with these levels. We have 1-day stochastic RSI down here curling to the upside off of these lows. We have a fresh break that really catalyzed a lot of the volume we saw, which we'll get to after this. Fresh breakout from the symmetrical triangle pattern that Palantir has been in since its recent high on December 9th at $80, which we just retested on Friday, closed just below it. And I'll get to why that is somewhat bearish later on, but right now we're going to focus on all the bullish stuff, okay? I will I will throw some clouds over this analysis later on, but right now things are just looking so bullish that we have to kick it off with that, okay? And again, that is all on the back as I alluded to earlier, incredibly strong volume. So on Friday, if you're trading Palantir, you would obviously know this. Palantir opened the day up like down 3.5-4%, as did most of the markets, only to rip back into the weekend prior to the Christmas week ahead of us. Like the bulls absolutely crushed these shorts. So on Friday, we saw a lot of short squeezes. This massive bounce came after that Fed-driven flash crash, where a lot of shorts, a lot of put options were accumulated. When that happens and there is some optimism sparked back into the market, that creates those short squeezes where shorts have to cover their asses, buy stock, and it creates a snowball effect to the upside. Okay. That being said, I am very, very questionable of this bounce resulting in anything more than that. Okay. If we're talking about the S&P 500, if we're talking about the NASDAQ, what it looks like on the charts is, given a lot of macro factors, primarily that the Fed did just say that they're going to take it slow cutting rates. A big reason the markets rallied on Friday is because they had, I believe, the Chicago Fed president come out, do an interview on CNBC and give some very, very promising words following a bearish FOMC meeting. But I don't know why that countered each other. In my opinion, given the inflationary indicators and metrics that we're seeing, it's pretty unlikely that the Fed really hits the gas when it comes to rate cuts. So I don't know why investors got so excited about what the Chicago Fed president said the day, like the slightly optimistic things that Chicago Fed president said the day after Jerome Powell said some objectively negative things, or hawkish, bearish, whatever you want to say. But regardless, that was the catalyst. The main thing here is just the short squeezing that occurred. That's what led to Palantir's 280 million shares traded on that 91 million average, 3x average. The breakout definitely helped too. Traders were drooling over this breakout. So things from a technical perspective, if I haven't made it clear enough already, are looking very, very good for Palantir on the charts. Okay. When we look at the news cycle, Palantir is very polarizing. It has been since we started covering it. Earlier this year, Palantir has been overvalued, or historically overvalued. If you're talking about PE ratios and whatnot, Palantir is obnoxiously overvalued, right? Palantir is trading currently at a PE ratio, price to earnings ratio, right, of 375.75. It's a satisfying number. So Palantir, if you're talking about even for a hyper growth stock, like let's just take a quick look at NVIDIA. What's NVIDIA trading at? So price to earnings of 51, that's high, that's reasonable. For a hyper growth company, a company that's growing at the scale of NVIDIA, like that's still historically super overvalued. Like a standard is like 2025 is very generous for like a standard growth stock. So 50 super high, 375 is obnoxiously high. And that's the factor that makes Palantir. And I've said this from day one. I love Palantir as a company. I'm diamond handing a common share position, but Palantir is absolutely a bubble. Palantir will pop at some point. I do think that Palantir revisits, $50, $60 at some point in the not so distant future. But the question there is whether or not this is the beginning of another wave higher, or whether or not this is going to be a double top, because once again, we just retested that prior high, closed right below it the previous high we saw on December 9th. So I don't know what that is. So the question is this a double top or is this the beginning of a new wave up? This could either be a massive, massive bull trap, or which means that this is like the breakout of resistance really excited people. We obviously saw that, but this bull trap could result in this double top, hence the name bull trap, and lead to the pullback. And to be completely honest, that's what I would say is the likelier scenario than not. I think this could be a bull trap just because we've seen so many bull traps and bear traps lately. But from a technical perspective, again, Palantir couldn't be looking much more bullish. Okay, so Palantir looking incredibly bullish. I'm sorry, I've been on 4-hour RSI. So the same goes. I was pretty confident saying all that because I did know that the daily RSI and daily stochastic RSI also look incredibly bullish as well, which is just another kind of cherry on top of like the 4 hour is kind of the cherry on top. 1 day RSI is really the bullish stuff. Okay, so again, is this the beginning of a new wave? If we do climb higher, I'm not even going to speculate on how much higher we climb from here. $100 is a very, very easy like psychological even, and just because everyone's going to be anticipating $100, I don't think Palantir. I can't imagine Palantir makes it beyond 95, like high 90s, just because of the anticipation of 100. That's just high. Like again, it's not rational, but this isn't like rational stuff. This is a lot of game theory being played right now. That's how hype cycles and like mania-driven rallies work. So I don't think personally we'd make it to 100, especially given kind of just the macroeconomic conditions. Palantir again, very, very promising company. I think this stock roars into the decade ahead, but this is, in my mind, as someone who's played a lot of bubbles in the past, objectively a bubble that will pop at some point. Now, maybe we rally into Christmas. It's entirely possible given, just the overall bullish momentum, the optimism, the short squeezing, and just get like Santa rally. Maybe Palantir does see a continued Santa rally wave 2 into the new year, but I do think that it's incredibly likely Palantir probably sells off within the first week, max 2 weeks of the new year, because of people like right now, investors who bought in earlier, who pretty much bought in at any point in Palantir aren't, if they don't want to like 100% of investors in Palantir who don't want to realize capital gains on Palantir in this upcoming tax year, have the opportunity, just because it keeps climbing, to say, okay, I'm just going to sit on my position and wait until 2026, or 2025, so then I can pay taxes on cap gains for Palantir in 2026. Okay, because if you sell it on January 1st, it goes to the next tax year. Okay, and you don't have to pay any cap gains on your gains for Palantir in 2025. That, I think, is absolutely going to make a make an impact on the price of Palantir. I do think that there are going to be a lot of investors selling in that first week of January for that exact reason, and I do think that could catalyze the bubble popping. So if this isn't a double top, then I do think that the first week of January will be that kind of reckoning week for Palantir. And I just want to tell you guys, like, if you're trading calls on Palantir, just be safe, okay? Please, if we do rally higher, take some profits. If we do fall, I would still take profits if you're trading call options on Palantir. Personally, a lot of you know that I have put options in the portfolio. That was crushed to me on Friday, clearly, after kind of getting head faked at the beginning of the trading day. But that's what happens. That's trading options. Risk, like great risk, comes with great potential reward or great potential loss. That's the game we play. It's just about trying to lean those odds in your favor. So, again, very long-winded. Ultimately, Palantir looks incredibly bullish from a technical perspective. But as I said a few times already, this is a bubble. I am convinced of the fact that this is a bubble that will have a significant, that will pop and have a significant pullback. I'm not saying the party's over. I think Palantir is going to be a company, once again, that is around for decades to come. Great company for the long term. Short term, again, this just isn't sustainable given the macroeconomic conditions, given the market, the greater market rally, and given the greed that's present in the market as we move into Christmas. So just proceed with caution. Please be taking some profits. And, if you want to get a little hedge position, want a little put position on board, then, get one. If you want to know exactly which put positions I have, I know most of you are part of this, but if you want a complete breakdown of my personal portfolio, all of my daily newsletters, there's a little Saturday special I just sent out yesterday. Don't always do these, but if I feel like you guys deserve a little extra, especially going into a holiday, because we got a big week ahead of us, and I love writing newsletters. This is my job. It's what I love to do, and I appreciate it if you ride with us. It's been a great year. I look forward to closing out this year with the bang. So first link in the description, my complete portfolio, daily trade alerts, email newsletters, if you want to join the winning team. And, welcome if you do. And if not, no worries at all. I appreciate you watching this video. So let me know what you guys think, what you guys are thinking about Palantir. If you guys are trading puts, if you guys are trading calls, just want to talk to you guys. So I'll see you in the comments. And until next time, always remember, take action, make waves. Peace.